because I feel guilty for the fact that I even went to prom with him. I wasn't even supposed to be dating him. So, welcome y'all. If y'all don't know me, I'm Bella. Y'all are my Bibble Bellas, okay? If you don't know why, it's a long story. You know that there's pictures of me turning myself into Bibble and y'all got blackmail of me. That's why y'all are called Bibble Bellas, because y'all got blackmail of me calling me Bibble. Don't ask. But anyways, we're gonna get started with the story time. We're gonna be doing my makeup while doing this. Mind you, it kind of might be all over the place because my ADHD, but besides that, let's get started. So I already have my lashes done and my brows done. We just gotta carve them out. But anyways, so prom. I'm gonna explain something. So I went to an alternative school, so the prom wasn't really a prom, but it was prom pretty much. So yeah. So long story short, at the time I was together with my ex, and if you don't know who my ex is and you're new, he was a piece of shit. Anyways, he's very relevant in this story, okay? We're gonna talk about a few people. So we have me, we have my friend Haley, we have my friend G, this girl named Anna. Anna's important. G's important, and my ex DeAndre, okay? There was a whole bunch of people there involved in the situation. So long story short, that day I wasn't at my alternative school, I was at public school because I was switching between public and alternative because they were trying to transition me back to public school, right? So that day I get home at 12, right? And I'm getting ready, getting dressed, doing my chores and everything, and my parents are out of town. So I have to get everything all cleaned up because I don't want my parents coming home to a shitty house, right? But I also have only 3 hours to shower, get dressed, clean the house, do my makeup, and then I have like enough time to also go take pictures for prom too. So we go and we take pictures, right? After I get all dressed and everything's all done, and Jordan drives me. So Jordan is my sister's friend from high school that lives with us. It's complicated, but she lives with us, okay? Ignore the white right now. You'll see where it's going, okay? So she drives me out there, and we pull into the parking lot of the place. I'll leave like a picture like right here so you know what I mean. So we drive in, right, through the entrance, and then we park in the parking lot, right? And I see him hiding behind the thing, right? And like I text my staff Luce and I tell her, hey, I'm here. And she's like, okay, your man's is hiding. And I was like, bruh, why is he hiding? Like, I didn't say why is he hiding, but I was like, bruh, why is this fool fucking hiding, right? So Jordan walks me out to the front where my ex is, right? And he comes all shy and shit. And I'm like, why are you being all shy, bro? Like, you shy that I am in a dress? I mean, I did look good in that dress. Like, ooh. So, long story short, he finally comes out behind the fucking pillars and shit. And we start talking. Jordan leaves, right? She's like, call me if you need anything. And I'm like, okay, cool. So they rented a party bus for us to drive us around the campus to where the gym is. Which, cool. They wanted to make it like a cool prom experience. Oh, I get it. Okay, me and him sit in the back. We take pictures. We looked all cute and shit. I'll put up a picture right here what we look like, okay? I don't give a fuck showing his face. I'm gonna show it either way. He's a bitch. Love you, Bill. Anyways. So, long story short, yeah, we're like chilling in the back, and my staff Luce is looking at me like making sure like I don't do anything. Because my staff Luce was like my mom, okay? Like, we were like this, like, she is literally my mom without her being my mom. Like, I love her so much. I need to go see her. I need to go visit her. I'm gonna go visit Casa, low-key. Casa, I'm coming for you. But deadass, I really want to go visit. Like, I really want to fucking visit. Anyways, I'm chilling there, right? Everyone gets out of the bus and they have a little red carpet thing out to go walk out. So I'm like trying to get out in heels. Mind you, I'm wearing heels. So who wouldn't wear heels? But anyways, so walk out, walk in the thing, and what happened? Your girl kind of rolled her ankle. So then I go to sit by my friend Haley because Haley was living there. I had to stop for a second because someone started calling me. Anyways, Haley lived at the school, right? And long story short, it was like a treatment center / like alternative school. Okay, it's hard to explain, but if you went there, you would know what I mean. But yeah, I went to go sit next to her because I'm like, I'm gonna sit next to my friend, the fuck? Like, you're not gonna tell me I can't sit next to my friend. But they were like, nah, you can't sit next to her. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, nah, you can't sit here. And I'm like, bro, what? These are my friends. I can't sit with my friends at prom? What? Like, you tripping.
Be tripping. Like I won't bet you in your shit.
Telling me I can't sit with my friends, bro. So then they're like, you have to sit at this table, which is like a table over, but it was like a farther enough distance where I couldn't really like turn around and like talk to her. Like, it's like this pillow, right? And then me having to sit, my pillow is where my friend's at, right? And then I have to sit like over here. A long ass mother freaking distance, broski. So you tell me I can't sit next to my friends, bro? Like, bruh. So fine, cool. Sit at that table. Cool. So the table next to me, like at a different area next to me, was my therapist. So I'm chilling because my therapist right there, I'm vibing with my therapist, okay? But my ex, right? We're sitting next to each other, we're chilling, we talking, we holding hands. And then my principal comes up and we love Mark, okay? Mark is the homie. He been there forever. Like, since I was 12, he's known me. That's how long that fool has known me. And I was 16 at the time. Wait. No. I was 17 at the time. Yeah, because my birthday was in March. And then prom was like April, May-ish time, right? So, he's like, oh, why are you holding hands? And I'm like, Mark, you know. And he's like, I'm just joking, you're fine. And I was like, he's like, just make sure it's nothing else. And I'm like, okay, Mark, like, fine, chill. Like, I fuck with you, Mark, okay? I'm filming this on TikTok, so I ran out of time. That's why I ended it weird. But anyways, so yeah, he was like chilling, talking to us, and like, yeah, we're vibing. Then my friend G comes in and she's bawling. And I'm like, holy fuck, are you okay? And I go over there and I hug her. I'm like, what's up? Like, what happened? She's like, I'm fine. I'm just had some things going on. I'm not gonna explain because that's her thing. I'm not gonna expose her issues, okay? So I'm telling her, like, it's okay, like, everything's fine, like, reassuring her because, like, nah, like, you're freaking out, you're my friend, I fuck with you. I'm not gonna be over here, like, oh, why are you crying at prom? Like, weird. Like, no, like, you're crying in prom, you have fucking balls to walk in fucking bawling, okay? So, then, this is where it gets a little spicy, okay? So then, this guy walks in with these kids that lived in Stepping Stones. So Stepping Stones was kids who had like needed help as an adult. Like, they turned 18 and they have nowhere to go, they have no resources, nothing, and you could live on the thing. You just apply and you can live there, right? So these kids come from Stepping Stone. How I know is because my friend Z walked in. I forgot to mention Z. Z is different from G, by the way. Z, I fuck with. I've known Z since I was 12 years old. Ignore the shade matching right now. I'm trying to fix it right now. See? Progress. Z walks in, and I'm like, bruh. And he walks in with this fool. And this fool had a tattoo on his face, and I recognized that tattoo to a gang in the county, because we I lived in a different county than that school, but I recognized that tattoo because I had a friend that was in that gang previously. So I knew at the time, like, oh shit. And I didn't know my ex was an op with him. They were ops. And I was like, this is your lesson, guys. Never date a gangbanger. A gangbanger. Why'd I say it like that? Never date a gangbanger. Okay? Trust me. Trust me. Trust me on that shit. Okay? So my ex was like, oh, I gotta press him. And I was like, nah, you're not gonna press him. You're not gonna ruin my prom experience, right? And he's like, oh, why not? Like, I got to. And I was like, nah, you're not gonna ruin my fucking prom experience. I don't give a fuck. You're not ruining it. And he's like, fine. Should have known that was a red flag right there. He claimed he ain't about that shit. If you about that shit, you would have ignored me. Just like to say that. I should have seen that as a red flag, but you know, your girl's a little bit delusional. It's a long story about him. We could do another story time in the future. Then I hear G and this girl Anna start talking about how they have a pen. And not a writing pen, if you know what I mean. And I'm like, okay, cool. You do you. Then they start talking to DeAndre. And so like, hey, you want this? You want to hit? And he's like, oh, can I go hit this? Can I go to the restroom and hit it? And I was like, nah, you're not going to risk it. You can do you, but you're going to get me kicked out. Don't do it by me. And he's like, I won't. You're fine. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. I strongly suggest you don't do it. You do you at the end of the day, but I'm saying don't do it. He's like, fine. And then he kept asking me, 1 second, let me blend this in my neck, because if not, it would be voice cracks. Okay, then he kept asking me, and he's like, can I hit, please. And I'm like, no, I already said no. And then he kept asking, and finally I gave in. I said, do it, but not around me, and if you do it out in here and you get caught, it's your fucking fault, and swear. I fucking told you. And he's like, fine, okay, cool. He goes outside and he hits it, okay? I'm getting anxious because there's a lot of people in there, and I don't know half of them, because there was kids from the kids that lived on campus, so I didn't know them, and I couldn't sit by my friends, okay? And they had half of the gym. That gym wasn't big, okay? That gym was pretty small, okay? The basketball court took up the whole gym. You had this much of space between the wall and the basketball court line. That's how small the gym was. So imagine me, like, in the gym and it's half of the gym. It's a small fucking place, right? So I'm, like, freaking out because I'm getting overwhelmed. And at the time, my anxiety was really bad. It still kind of is to an extent, but not that bad as it was at the time. So I'm going outside to take a breather, and I catch my friend Haley out there, and I start talking to her and tell her some chisme about someone from public school that she and I know. And we're talking, chatting, and I let her know about an incident that happened with someone, because it was kind of scary incident. And yeah, and then my staff Luce was like, everyone, let's take a picture. So I'm like, okay, let's all take a picture. Cool. We take pictures. Well, those pictures eventually got sent to my parents, which was lovely, by the way. Never again in my fucking life. I made that concealer too light. We're gonna fix it. Are we not gonna focus? Hello? Okay, there we go. Anyways, so yeah, basically, I'm fine. So then I go, and I'm just still chilling out there, and I'm with my ex talking to him, and he hasn't hit since I've been out there. So then Anna's out there. She takes a hit in front of staff, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I'm about to get in trouble. I already sense it. And I'm freaking out, because I know that this shit is gonna go down, and I'm gonna get dragged into this shit, and I'm fucking screwed, because yeah. So they start coming over, the staff start coming over, and they're like, so who has it? Give it up now, we know you have it. And we're like, fuck. And I'm just standing there quiet. I'm not gonna say nothing because I didn't see her take a hit. I technically didn't. I just knew she took a hit because staff caught her. And all I saw was smoke, but that's it. It didn't smell like nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing because no, like, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say nothing because that's wrong. Like, what's her name? It's like, oh, I don't know anything. I'm getting picked up anyways, I don't care. And they're like, if you guys don't tell, we're gonna call your parents and you're gonna have to go home. And Anna was like, nope, I'm getting already picked up soon. And I'm like, bruh, I didn't see nothing. I didn't do anything. And my staff Luce is looking at me, and I could see it in her eyes. She's disappointed as fucking at me. And I'm just standing there. And there was this other girl. I forgot her name. But she was a bitch. I didn't like her. Alexis. That was her name. But, like, we called her Lexi. We call her, like, Lexi and Lexis. So Lexi's like, bro, dead ass, she snitched on everyone after prom and she gotta go back to prom. Like, what? You dead ass? Like, what? So they're like, okay, y'all are getting kicked out. So I called Jordan and I'm like, hey, can you come pick me up? And she's like, what's wrong? What happened? And I was like, I'll explain once you get here. So she comes and picks me up and I tell her what everything happened, and she goes and tells my parents, text them, hey, someone was caught with this, and they call immediately, and I start telling them everything that happens. So they tell me, like, okay, what happened? Like, I explained to them what I just told y'all, and they're like, okay, just, you're fine, just go home, and you're good. So then they get an email and they get told, I was part of prom court. So your girl was part of prom court and they were going to elect me for prom court. Your girl was going to be part of it. Your girl was going to get a crown from prom. She was going to be nominated for it. And they told my parents that basically they didn't know if I was under the influence either because I was acting weird. And when I say I do not do nothing, I do not do nothing. I am innocent. Okay? When it comes to doing that shit, I've only done it once in my life and I will never do that shit again. It fucks with your brain, and I know too many people that, like, they be on it and it's unhealthy. I'm the type of person, I have addictive behaviors in my family, so I'm not gonna be bringing that addictive behavior with something that I know can change my life dramatically and alter my medications to make me trip even more. So that's why I don't do shit, okay? So my parents were like, so did you do anything? And I was like, you really think me, of all fucking kids, me doing something? I get it, I have problems, I get it, I have issues, but me fucking doing something? Really? Really? They're like, well, we don't know what to believe at this story. They're telling me one thing and they're telling me another. And I'm like, well, you can pull up the fucking security cameras at the fucking school. I can prove my innocence that I did nothing. And they're like, well, you weren't doing anything. Your story's not adding up. And I'm like, yeah, my story is adding up. Trust me, I know my story is adding up. Because I'm telling you what's up, this is what happened, and if you don't believe me, you don't believe me. Because at the end of the day, I know what is right, and I'm telling you the truth because I feel guilty for the fact that I even went to prom with him. Because I wasn't even supposed to go to prom with him. I wasn't even supposed to be dating him. My parents told me, no, you cannot date him. But I still chose to date him. That's how much I did for that man's, okay? And I regret every single fucking second of it, okay? Just know your parents are always right. Okay, in this circumstance, they are always fucking right. So they're like, okay, we believe you. And I was like, thank you. Because if you didn't fucking believe me, I swear to God, I would literally have cried. So that night, I was fucking bawling my eyes out. On the car ride back, me and Jordan were blaring music, and I literally had the windows down, and that night it was like freezing outside, so the weather was like really cold, so I put my hand out the window and it was like very calming to me. So that's how I knew, like, yeah, that's why I had the music blaring and the fucking window down, and I was freezing to death, but it was worth it because I was like literally having a fucking mental breakdown in the fucking car over this shit, because like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're telling me this? So then I call him that night and I let him know, and he's like, well, damn, that shit's stupid, all this stuff, telling me X, Y, and Z. Why the fuck is this vibrant?
No, I'm panicking right now. I'm panicking right now. Oh my fucking god. I'm panicking right now.
And he's like telling me this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. I'm the one who get fucked over in this circumstance, and look at me. Now my fucking parents don't believe me at the time. Like, they don't fucking believe me. The fucking school think I'm under the influence. Me fucking doing shit. Of all fucking people at that school, me fucking doing shit. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. Okay? Like, I was the innocent child at that school. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, I didn't party. I don't do nothing. So the fact that they think I was doing shit was like, what the fuck? Like, what? The next day, my staff Luz comes in, and she like tells me she needs to talk to me. So I'm like telling her what's up. I tell her what happened, like what I told y'all. I'm like, I didn't see nothing. And it hurt to like tell her like I didn't know that they had anything, because at the end of the day, I did know that they had something, but I wasn't gonna be like snitching them out. And she's like, okay, cool. Like, but it hurt because that's like my mom. Like, I lied to my mom, you know? Like, that shit hurt, and I regret it every fucking day to this day. I fucking regret it because I told her there was nothing. Because I didn't want to get my friends in trouble. Like, they're my friends. They're my ride or dies, you know? So I thought. Besides G. Fuck with G. I like her a lot. I didn't know Anna like that. I didn't like Lexus. And at the time I was like, I'm gonna be a ride or die because I'm with my mans. Should have fucking ratted his ass out. Ignore my language. Because he's a fucking piece of shit. He treated me like shit. He always, like, he did nice things to an extent. But the shit he did to cause me to hate him is a valid reason to hate him. Okay? So of course I'm gonna fucking hate him. Of course I want to rat him out now, and that's why I'm doing this story time, because bitch, the world knows now. And that your Pinterest video about you false claiming is up, and that you claiming that you were from New York is up, and that you're claiming you're from the Bronx, right? You were claiming you were from the Bronx. That's what you told me, right? But then they pulled up and they said, what did they say?
Pull up to the attic. Say, but this is I'm not from the East Coast. I'm not from nowhere.
You heard that? You heard that? I'm not from the East Coast. I'm not from nowhere. Mm-hmm. You not from nowhere? Last time I checked, you just said you told me you were from the Bronx. But anyways, besides that, that's a whole different story time. But anyways, yeah. So he's like telling me like, oh, like they fucked up. So then I write him a letter, right? And I tell him like we're done. And then there was other shit that like played into that. But yeah, basically like that happens. And, like, everyone was disappointed at me and, like, looking at me weird, like, all this stuff. Like, Randy was, like, known me since I was 12. AP's known me since I was 12. Peter's known me since I was 12. Peter, like, came up to me and he's like, Bella, I'm really disappointed in you. And I'm like, Peter, you're gonna make me cry. Just wanna cry. And then, like, I had a whole, like, meeting with my therapist and then my parents about it. And it was like, bro, it was so annoying. Because it was like, I had to tell everything that happened. After I told them multiple times, and they're like, your story's not adding up. And I was like, you guys just said you believe me, but it's fine. It's fine. And it's like, why y'all, like, y'all don't believe me? Like, for what? Like, I'll be back. I'm gonna do my lips. But yeah, it was just, like, sad, because, like, all these people, they believed in me. And the fact that I just completely deadass kind of lied so I could save my friends was dumb. And then Alexis got beat up for snitching. Okay. That was wild. Okay. Girl was like full on. There was like 3 girls involved in that jumping situation. Yeah, so Alexis got beat up, like I said. And it was like 3 girls. Like, they were big ass girls on her too. So it wasn't just like some tiny like incident where they fucking just like bow 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 for snitching. There was like multiple other things she did. She eventually learned her lesson for talking shit, and I eventually broke up with my ex not too long after. And last time I checked, Anna, G, and my ex are still there at that school, and your girl has graduated early, so. But yeah, it was just one of those things. It's like, okay, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people, and I knew I shouldn't have been around those people because they're just gonna bring you down in life. Even though you care for them, you trust them, you love them, and you respect them, you can't love someone who won't go out their way to tell other people you didn't do shit. Okay? Because last time I checked, none of them said that I didn't do anything. Because my ex told me that he told Luz that I didn't do nothing. But when I asked Luz, and she's like, no, he didn't say nothing. Like, what? Like, that's why I don't fuck with him. He's fake. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm more loyal than he is to his gang. Like, I'm just gonna be straight up. This is why you don't fuck with guys on probation, guys. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Don't date a guy on active probation. Because you're gonna get fucked over in the end. Trust me. Trust me. Trust. Okay? Trust in this situation. Your girl's been there, done that, and seen the fails, and the pros, and the cons, and X, Y, and Z. Okay? But yeah, that's my story time of how I got kicked out of prom. And I hope y'all like it. I'll try to do more story times in the future. I was gonna make a short video originally, but it's so tiring making multiple parts, to be honest. I might as well just edit a long video and make it a long thing to explain it, because there's a whole bunch of details that y'all needed to hear. So yeah, hope y'all like it. This is the final makeup. Cute, glowy. I love it so much. But yeah, if y'all have any questions what makeup products I did use, I will answer them in the comments. And if you have any other storytime suggestions, I got y'all. Love y'all. Make sure to like and subscribe. And bye.